So we learn about stomach. We learn about small intestine being very, very long, about 6 meter. Okay, so in the what is exactly happening in the small intestine, which completes the entire process of digestion. So in the small intestine, the food is not only mixed with the intestinal juice, it's also mixed with pancreatic juice and bile. So this pancreatic juice is actually produced by the pancreas. Okay, there's this pancreatic duct that help to actually the juice right will go to the pancreatic duct and go to the small intestine, and then we have this bile, okay, which is produced by the liver, stored in the gallbladder, and when it's ready, right, the bile will go to the small intestine as well via the bile duct. So the liver and pancreas, here's the pancreas, here's the liver, they are connected to the small intestine here. For some people who are interested, the very beginning part of small intestine is actually known as a duodenum. And then there'll be a lot of digestion happening here, which I will tell you later. And finally, right, after digestion is completed, the products of the digestion are absorbed into the bloodstream, also happening at the small intestine. And any undigested food, okay, for example, fiber, that cannot be digested simply because we do not have the enzyme to digest fiber. So the fiber, right, will be passed into the large intestine. So from the small intestine, the undigested food will pass to the large intestine, and finally, right, it will go on to the rectum and the anus out of the body. Right. Um, Let me go back to the small intestine, the notes over here. Right. So I was talking to you about bile, right? Bile is a yellowish green fluid produced by liver, stored in the gallbladder. Bile, right, is not an enzyme. Okay, it just helps to emulsify fats. Take note, this emulsify fats is a kind of physical digestion as well because it helps to break down the large drop of fat by the bile into many small fat droplets. So this process is known as emulsification that help to increase surface area of the fats so that digestion can be easier, and then it will be digested by the lipase enzyme in the small intestine. So what is exactly happening in the small intestine now? So we learned that mouth got amylase that digest starch, stomach we got actually what is that, the proteins that digest protein. Now finally in the small intestine, right, there'll be chemical digestion of all the nutrients. So I just want to start with fats first. So the fats, right, we have this lipase in the intestinal juice that helps to break down fats, digest fats into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, so this is the digested products and other nutrients as well. Starch, maltose will be finally digested. So starch, there'll be amylase as well into maltose, and this maltose we digested by maltase into glucose. So the final product is glucose. Then protein, right? Any protein that's not digested in stomach will be digested in the small intestine as well. So there's this protease in the small intestine as well that digests protein into amino acids. Okay, so all these fatty acid, glycerol, glucose, amino acid are the final digested products. Okay, they are the smallest molecule which is soluble and ready to be absorbed. Okay, so we move on to absorption ready. So these digested products, the fatty acid, glycerol, glucose, amino acid, are small enough to be absorbed through the walls of the small intestines. Remember, in the previous lesson, we're talking about why digestion is important because the cell membrane, right, is partially permeable. It will only allow small molecules to pass through. So due to the digestion, all these molecules are small enough to diffuse, okay, which we'll learn about diffusion in the next chapter, to move into the cell via the cell membrane. So these molecules, right, will be all in the bloodstream. And from the small intestine, for information, is surrounded with bloodstream and will be going to the bloodstream and then transported to the liver for further processing. Then from the liver, this bloodstream that contain all these digested products will be delivered to the rest of the body and finally will go to our body cells for respiration, cell repair, and other processes due to the functions of various nutrients. Like we talk about energy, function of energy, releasing energy by respiration is actually through glucose, right? Carbohydrates. For proteins, the amino acid, the main function is to repair worn out parts, cells, and etc. Right. Okay. So this is the entire system again. Right. Let me show you this. Yeah.